Welcome back, and today what we're doing is we are talking about whether or not you should summon this weekend, pretty much. All of the main summon events do seem to start on Thursday, which is tomorrow, time of this recording. Let's see, is there going to be Rival of Heroes? Yeah, so that all starts tomorrow at 6 hours from time of recording, like I said. But the main event of the banner, so to say, doesn't start until Saturday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, looks like it goes till Sunday. Yep. So it goes through the weekend. We have Tallulah and Arrogance. Now, Tallulah is a new hero. She has been announced on the Forerunner server she's been released on the Forerunner server for quite a while. I do not have her there, so I haven't done any testing personally. However, from what I've seen of everybody is pretty much saying she's pretty terrible. She does look very nice. That is, she's got a really cool design to her. And she will be getting a skin. Yep. Oh, it's already in here. Look at that. So it's pretty much just a recolor, but it does look nice. So there's that. She's a very aesthetically pleasing unit. However, her kit reads much better than what it really is. Pretty much when she is deployed, she summons 3 butterflies around the hero, and each of them grants 1 stack of butterfly waltz. When a butterfly lands on an ally, it grants Force Spirit and converts 50% of extra attack speed to healing effect. So Force Spirit, what it does is it restores, it's a passive heal. So while the butterfly is on the said unit, it is being healed. And then Butterfly Waltz is also a heal, apparently. So there's that. Her basic attack, what it does is it sends 1 butterfly to 1 ally within range. If the hero isn't carrying Butterfly Waltz, continuously enhances an ally carrying Force Spirit instead. So pretty much if she doesn't have a butterfly with her, she enhances Force Spirit on nearby ally by 50%, it looks, increasing the healing base by 50%. So she does pretty good healing on 3 units, pretty much. And let's see, her range is the Vortex range. Her ultimate is it channels a ritual and instantly sends 1 butterfly to each of up to 3 allies in range. So only 3 allies still. During the ritual, all healing effect, rage regen, dispel, and damage reduction from Force Spirit also apply to the adjacent carriers of Force Spirit, and the butterflies won't leave their carriers before the ritual ends, so they are locked in place wherever, and it looks like it affects anybody in the general vicinity during her ult. I'm not positive on that, but that's how it reads to me. Force Spirit and Butterfly Waltz have a 50% chance to dispel 1 buff from each carrier every 2 seconds. Alright, that books up to, or crystals up to 100% chance. So she's a good cleanser for 3 allies. And during her ult, she could cleanse everybody if they're clustered, I believe. Unless they're all clustered in one place, in which case the other people are kind of screwed. So Force Spirit also grants the carrier damage reduction in general and applies rage regen. So the rage regen is solid 1% per second after it's fully skilled, and the damage reduction is 5, 10, 15, 30%. So in theory, she is good. The problem is that's just in theory. She could be good in very niche situations where she's only healing like 2 or 3 people. So in certain content, she could be a very good healer. but it's very niche situations that she's going to be very good. She's nowhere near what Eloin is. Eloin is so much better than her. So there's that. But she is new, so if you do want to pull for her, that's fine. Arrogance is also on this banner, who is arguably the best fighter in the game. He is very versatile. I got him very early on, and he is in almost every single one of my teams. Anywhere I need a fighter, he is there. He's got the Arrogance Zilla 2 range. So this here, he does large amount of damage. He can inflict burning. He can attack ground and air units. And during his ult, he does get some AoE to him. He is just all around very good. He's also got a bond skill with Lust, and what that does is increases the attack of Hellfire by 15%, or it increases his attack by 15% when he's using his ult, which is an auto ult. That's the only downside about him, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal because it's such a cheap ult and lasts 20 seconds. It's solid. It's the only problem with it is it can activate in inconvenient times, making it so that he can't hit his full range, which is this range, same range that Zilla 2 has during her ult. He does physical damage, normal damage, so there's that. The burning only comes from when he shoots the demon bow, which the demon bow is anytime he's attacking at a distance. So anything more than one out from him. He is very good. His awakenings are solid. So he is very good to pull for. However, I do have to give a forewarning that we do have a good number of good banners coming up, it seems. According to the leaks, we have, let's see. According to the leaks, next weekend, which I believe is the 22nd, the weekend of the 22nd. I don't know if it's just the 22nd or just the weekend of it, but that's when it looks like we're getting Lyra. So next weekend it looks like we're getting Lyra, and then you can choose a hero of your liking to be on the 15 times with her. So if you're looking for Arrogance but you don't really care about Tallulah, that's probably the banner to pull for and put Arrogance on there if there's nobody else you're looking for. I don't know much about Lyra, but I do know she is a better unit than Tallulah. I will pull one pity on this banner. I will come out and say that right off the bat, because worst case scenario, I get Tallulah, it fills out my gallery a little bit. Best case scenario, I get a copy of Arrogance. So there's that. So the 22nd, we're going to have a pretty decent banner. Then the 27th. The 27th is when it is leaked. This could change because the 27th is Friday. So 2 Fridays from now. That is said to be Sun Wukong. Limited 200 summons. So Sun Wukong is looking to be a very good unit. That is definitely something worth saving for. So if you can't save up 200 summons in that short period of time, I would say hold out until then. It's just that's probably your best bet. Then we're looking at Ares Cetrum on the 28th and Glacius Corridor on the 3rd of January. So those cool. I don't know much about Ares, so we'll cross that bridge when it comes. When we actually have him in game and I can look at him. But that's for all your normal summons. Tallulah, Arrogance, if you want to pull, go for it. If you're just insatiable at it, go for it. But it's not the best banner to throw your stuff at. That will probably be the 27th for Sun Wukong, or at least next weekend for Lyra and a pick your own. Before we continue any farther, I just need to add in here that I am now affiliated with SmileOne. I do have an affiliate link, and all you do is you click that affiliate link, and then you click on Watcher Realms, you put in your user ID, and you can buy W Gold. Now, my affiliate link does not get you any kind of discount, but it does support me. It gets me a little bit of a kickback. So I will go ahead and have the link in the description below of most of my videos from now on, as long as I don't forget. If you feel like supporting me, I'd appreciate it. Only spend if you plan on spending. Don't spend for my sake. It's a very small kickback, so it's not much that I'm getting. So don't worry too much about that. But any little bit does help, and I appreciate it if you are buying and you want to support me. Back to the video. Your ancients, however, we are looking at this weekend being Praetus Yrden. Yrden, he's got very few large uses in the game. Conqueror Codex, he's apparently very good in. And GVG, he has a very large amount of BP he builds. But beyond that, I don't have him, and I have never really run into an area where I'm like, man, I really wish I had him. He's not super great. I know a player who was early game and got him, and I don't think he uses him anymore at all, really anywhere. He just doesn't have a use for him. But you know, he's not a bad unit, but he's nothing to write home about. I think Luguru is considered to be a better unit than him. I don't have Luguru either, but still. But that's not who you'd be pulling for on this banner. Who you'd be pulling for on this banner is Praetus. Oh, which his skin is also in game. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. It looks a little bit better than what it did in the picture that they put up. Yeah. So, Praetus. Arguably the best hero in the game. Just, I don't know of many people who disagree with that statement. And I do not have him. So, this weekend, I will be pulling to at least a Lord Pity. Depending on what that Lord Pity is, depends on if I pull more. I probably will pull all of my ancients if I don't get him. Not 100% sure on that, but that is a probability. So I have, let's see. I have 303 ancients, and I believe I am like 60 or 70 in to my current Lord Pity. So another 30, I think it is. And I would be close to 2 pities worth of ancients if I don't get anything. If I get something within the next, 50, I can go to another Lord Pity. If I am guaranteed another Lord Pity and I don't have him already, there's a very good possibility I will be pulling for him as much as I can. So I will be pulling this weekend for that. If you don't have Praetus, I do recommend it, because Praetus is just extremely OP. And I could show that by, let's see, Titanic Ruin, Apocalypse 2, let's see. Number 1 team in the game, Praetus. Number 2, Praetus. No Praetus, but this is pretty much the same team that I use. And it's a good team, but it just doesn't fit Praetus. That's the only issue with it. Praetus, and the same team that I use. I mean, as you can see, Praetus is almost necessary to score high in Guild Boss 2. Praetus makes it much easier to get to your 120k in Guild Boss 2. If I get Praetus, will I put him in my Guild Boss 2 team? I don't know. I might throw him in my Apocalypse 1 team just so I don't have to change up my Apocalypse 2 team. That's yet to be determined. I'll probably do some test runs with it if I get them, but that's still up in the air. But he is pretty much number 1 rated here. Let's see. I'm sure he shows some use in here as well. It doesn't look like anybody uses him in the top leaderboards, but that's just because arbiters aren't really in the top leaderboards with this. I'm sure if I searched far enough, I could find one, but that's besides the point. That's one area where he doesn't seem to dominate. We look at Arena, AoE DPS. Oh, look at that, Praetus. Let's look at anti-air, Praetus. Single target, Praetus. He dominates every single portion of the arena, coming in 3rd place on every single one. Now, 3rd place, that is, it's like, oh yeah, there's better, but he's the only one that occupies a top 3 spot in all of them. And then we look at gear raids. So gear raid 1. I guess he's not recommended here. Yeah, I guess he's not super high on AoE damage. He does a lot more single target damage. But let's see. It doesn't look like many people have used him. Okay, so that's fine. Popular heroes. Praetus. He is still there. So there's that. Gear raid 1, he's usable. Gear raid 2. He doesn't show usable, or he doesn't show there, but he's also not here. Okay. I've seen people run Gear Raid 2 with Praetus killing the boss before he comes down. It's not a common practice, but it is something that I've seen done. I don't know if it's still available or if it's still in the game, but it has been something that has happened. So, Gear Raid 3, this is where I could see him not being super useful because Gear Raid 3, they're mostly magic resistant, but even still, he's right here. He can still do the damage. His Praetus button is top tier. Gear Dungeon 2 or Gear Dungeon 1, he is likely in a top hero spot here. Oh no, he's not. Interesting. I could see him being very useful here. Maybe in the top just to do damage. And then Gear Dungeon 2, let's see. Popular heroes. Praetus. Yep. Artifact material raid. And he's likely here. Ingrid's definitely here. Praetus. Let's see about the fighter portion of it. It'd be interesting if he's here too. Yeah, he's not here, but there's very limited platform units or platform spots there. So that's understandable. Faction trials, he doesn't get any use in. I can't see the leaderboards, but he is useful in the Arbiter of Frost. He's a super solid unit there. He builds BP pretty well. Resource raid, obviously. And most events he is amazing in. He's also really good in GVG. There's almost nowhere that he isn't good. And he excels in most places. So he is definitely worth going for. Now, the only caveat with that is if you already have Praetus, I wouldn't pull for Awakenings of him. Awakenings of him can come with Soul Stones. soul stones, and they have to be the polished soul stones because he is a lord, but the soul stones are just, in my opinion, easier to get than Praetus. Yeah, that's a crazy thing to say, but that's just how it is. Praetus is a very rare unit to pull, so he's difficult to pull for. On top of that, we do have the leaked banner of Ingrid Ardea. Ardea is one of the best fighters in the game, along the same lines of Arrogance. Arrogance does fill a slightly different role than her. Arrogance has a slightly less range, but he can hit air units. Ardea cannot. Ardea does massive DPS, but she only hits in a straight line. Arrogance can kind of cone out a little bit. And then Ingrid is along the same lines of Praetus. Ingrid and Praetus are two of the best units in the game. When Ingrid was released, she was massively sought after, by me including. I didn't get her, obviously. She was grayed out. But she is looked at as 5.0 in more than half of these ratings. And let's see. Praetus, 5.0 in more than half of these ratings. Both of them are very good units, and the thing is, Ingrid is more usable with Praetus. So if you don't have a Praetus, I recommend this banner. If you do have a Praetus, but you don't have an Ingrid, I'd recommend the Ingrid banner. If you have both of them, I mean, lucky, but also yeah, I mean, that it's ultimately your choice, and you probably haven't made it this far within the video for me to say whether you should or shouldn't pull. So yeah, I will be pulling this weekend. I will probably be pulling Saturday night. I do have something to do Saturday during the day. Pool game to go to, but so my video will likely be out Sunday morning or Sunday sometime. And hopefully it is me getting Praetus. If I don't, such is life. But definitely let me know if you are going to be pulling. If you're looking to get Tallulah, let's see, is she in here yet? Gallery, Star Piercers. She is not here yet. But if I don't get Tallulah, she's going to be the only normal summon piercer that I don't have. So there's that. We'll see. But I'm not going to pull past a single pity for her. I want Sun Wukong, and I want to pull on next week's banner too. I only have 30k diamonds. I have 64 summons, so I do have to be slightly conservative with my resources. I haven't put out a ton of videos the last couple weeks. I haven't put a ton of videos out of the content creator stuff the last couple of weeks, so those diamonds are going to slow down a little bit. I do have some on the way, but I'm not looking at a ton coming in. So I will be a little bit more frugal with my diamonds through this season, so to say. But yeah, let me know if you're summoning. Let me know if you're looking to get Tallulah. Let me know if you have a specific use you want to try Tallulah in. Because if I do get her, I will level her up. I will skill her up to dust. I won't go crystals into her, but I will skill her up to dust. And I'll give her a shot in a couple different areas, a few niche situations. Like, I could see her being okay in GVG in certain situations. But beyond that, let me know. Let me know if you have an Arrogance, if you're trying to pull for Arrogance. And definitely let me know if you're pulling or saving on the Praetus banner. Like I said, I will be pulling one pity on the normal banner and at least one pity on the Praetus banner, hoping for a Praetus. So that will do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you got anything you liked out of this, if this helped you make a decision, let me know in the comments below. Definitely throw a like on it if you like it, and If you want to see more from me in the future, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.